Hey everyone, I'm back with my last layout for How to Kill a Kit with Style. And again, I'm using Vicki Boutin and some of her older collections. So I decided to do some stamping on this layout, and I'm just using my Tim Holtz stamp platform there. And I'm making a border that is going to run along the side of my page. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I'm going to do a little bit on the other side as well. But I thought this would be a good, number one, a good way to use my stamps, and number two, kind of a good foundation for the rest of my layout, because you'll see I'm going to be using circles again on this one. I'm also going to use a stamp, another stamp, and stamp a circle, and it's kind of like you'll see it here in a little bit, but I wanted to use that as another circle element because I knew it would be larger than what I already have for different circles, and it would just give another something interesting to look at. I always think when you stamp on your layouts, it just gives it another, just another something, I guess. So I'm going to be doing or scrapbooking a photo of my son and his dog, and I'm just going to be talking about just their funny relationship and a little bit about that on this one. I do scrapbook a lot about him and his dog because his dog will pose for pictures, and you'll see this in the photo when I bring it out, but he will literally sit there and pose for you, and it is so funny. So I have really enjoyed working with this kit and challenging myself to use items that maybe were more difficult for me to use in the past. I didn't get as many layouts as I would have liked to have gotten done, but just the same, I'm super happy that, I did get done what I did. So I'm kind of going through the papers here to see what I want to back this layout on, because I know that I want to back it on to something that is more colorful, and then you'll see I'm going to pull out some of my embellishments as well. And that's where I decide I like that teal blue colored paper. And I'm going to leave about, what is this? Probably a 1/2 inch border around all four sides on this one. I was thinking about stitching on this and going all the way around, but to be honest, I just kind of got lazy. So, yeah, that's really the only reason. So, I'm working on getting my next kit put together, and you'll see a video for that the first week of March. So keep a lookout for that. And I will link the other videos for How to Kill a Kit with Style below if you haven't seen them and you would like to go back and take a look. Here's where I'm going to stamp out that circle, and then I'm just going to cut it with my Big Shot or whatever. I think I have this Spellbind or something, but it's same type of thing. So I love doing stamping onto pattern paper. I think it's so fun. It just gives a really nice texture. You don't have to worry about coloring anything in. So if you haven't considered doing that and stamping on like a tone on tone, or just like a grid or something like this, which is just small script, you should really try it. It just adds so much detail to your layout, where it really does look more like an embellishment than something that you stamped. So I'm going to go, since this is like a corner piece, I'm going to go around all four pieces of the circle. And I'm sorry, I should have cut this out. I wasn't thinking. In fact, I thought I did cut most of this out, but I guess I didn't. But you'll see how I created this circle, and it was really easy doing this using a stamp platform, although you could easily do it using a block as well, using a clear block. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of the layouts I've done, or anything about this video, definitely leave them in the comments below. I love to hear from all of you, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not a subscriber yet, I would love for you to subscribe. And in order to get notifications for all of my videos and when I post, you can hit the bell button and you will get a notification that I have put up a new video. So, you know, YouTube has so many logarithms and where they're going to show your video. It is so confusing. I mean, I did this just to be able to put out videos for people, but they make you, like, I would like to start doing some live videos, but I can't because I need 1,000 subscribers. So like, oh my goodness, they really make you push up your subscriber number in order to use all of the benefits of YouTube. It's very frustrating. So I'm going to start just pulling out all of the elements that I'm going to consider using for this layout. I won't use all of them, but this is typically what I do in my process, is go through all of my embellishments and that come with the kit, and then I will often go through, I have a little container of like just embellishments that I've gotten, random things like from Tuesday Morning or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and I generally know what's in there. So if I think when I'm putting a layout together that I might have something in there to add to it, then I'll kind of flip through that as well. And then at the end, I will go back into my kit or into my stash and look for those smaller little finishing items to finish it up. So I'm going to use that Be Awesome there at the bottom as my title. And here I'm going to start kind of layering down all of those circles. And there's my photo. Look at that dog. He literally like poses for pictures. It is so funny. And he's got his winter sweater on. I think this might have been on Christmas Eve actually, but I'm not documenting about Christmas Eve, so I'm not even thinking about using like Christmas picture or, you know, Christmas paper for something like this. So as you can see, I'm going to have something running down the whole left side of the page using different circles, and then I'm going to have a small cluster to the bottom right where I added that additional stamping. So there's that circle. I cut it in half because I knew half of it was going to be cut up, and that allows me to put that pattern in 2 different places. So I'm happy about that. And this is basically all I'm going to do, is just kind of play around and see what looks good to my eye. Some things I ended up popping up, some I did not. And it really, once I got the stamping done, and this layout really came together quite quickly. So I really love using circles on my layouts. I'm still hesitant to cut my photos into circles for some reason. I think I have an issue because I don't like that when I started out scrapbooking, I cut out a lot of my photos. And back then, they were original photos, right? So I can't go back and change it. And so I think because of how I feel about those pages and those photos, it kind of scares me to cut my photos down in any way. But I'm sure, I mean, there's some layouts I might be able to do it, but typically I usually just leave my photo in a rectangular or square shape. So I'm going to start gluing everything down here in a minute. I do pop up the photo on foam. And I just use that Craft Fun Foam with the adhesive on one side. And I know some people have trouble adhering the regular foam side. My ATG tape does really well with sticking to that foam, so I don't seem to have a problem with it. Okay, what am I doing now? So there's that other piece, and I really, really love that I could kind of border the photo with that. So here's a card that says recorded on the bottom. I can't remember what it says at the top or if it even says anything, but because I end up covering the little top piece with a sticker. But that's where I'm going to do my journaling. I try to use up, it's hard to use numbers in embellishments for me. So, since there's 2 of them in the photo, that's why I used the number 2. I did pop that up on pop dots or foam squares, just to add a little bit more interest and dimension there. And it kind of casts a little bit of a shadow, which is nice to look at. I'm going to add some sticker circles that came from the sticker book. That kind of craft colored one at the top is a circle from the sticker book, and then there is a blue and white striped one down at the bottom, and I do pop those up as well. Now on the right here, I have a heart, and because the heart was like white with silver, I ended up layering it up on a piece of pattern paper and just cutting around it, because I just felt like it stood out a little bit better that way. So one of my favorite things to do, what I'm doing on this side, is just kind of layering up bits and pieces of paper. So I had a black label that was from my stash. Then I had this blue and white striped, I think it's a tag maybe, and I layered that up. And then when you do that layering, all you really need is just one other like embellishment to add up on top, because the layering really bulks up that area for you and gives it some weight over there on that side. I do add some stickers at the bottom right that say love, joy, happiness. And then the sticker that I added to that tag there says fun starts here. And I love layering, you guys, if you haven't figured that out. So I layered a tab sticker under there, and then I went into the little puffy stickers and I started scattering those around. The ones I'm scattering on the left, those are like round circles, but they have stars in the middle. And then I have one that has an arrow pointing down to the tag, and then one that has an ampersand to the right. So I'm just going to splatter with some Dylusions black ink or mist or whatever, and here is my final layout. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to maybe learn a little something, and I hope you come back for more videos. Thanks guys, have a great day.